So, hi, I'm Patricia Yana, and I will be present the introduction in this study. So, according to World Health Organization (WHO), adolescence is a period of life with particularly unique health and developmental needs and rights. Um, in adolescence, children undergo marked physical, intellectual, and emotional growth, which leads to a great deal of confusion. Although some recent data show that 75% of adolescents and their family have a trouble-free transition experience, many have described this period as one of storms and stress. In this study, we will gather some data on how adolescents coming from diverse background develop the strength of character that cover them from the negative environment. That will be presented by my others group members. So that's all from me. Thank you.
I'm gonna present our group assignment introduction to psychology, and I'm gonna present my part by continue to present about how adolescents develop their strength. Okay, I'm gonna share my slide.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Noratika binti Santapong. Today, I will presenting about how adolescents develop their strength. According to Wikipedia, resilience is the ability to mentally or emotionally cope with crisis or return to pre-crisis status quickly. Resilience exists when the person uses mental processes and behaviors promoting self from the potential of the negative effects of stresses. While the Dictionary of Oxford defined that the resilience is the capacity to recover from difficult situations, becoming to positive situation. Next, according to the journal that I have been read, that is the journal of uh, right by Triya Vidyastuti in 2017. It is a journal of International E-Journal of Advances in Social Sciences. She said that the way people develop resilience from the negative environmental condition is including the religiosity, cognitive ability, and the mature age. As we know, belief systems were found positively associated with resilience. Religiosity helps the subject in perceiving the problems. A person can cope with difficulties or mental distractions with praying because we believe that God will help us in everything that we are facing. This helps a person to resilience well with the tough situations. Number two, with the cognitive ability. According to the journal, cognitive ability um, can make the person identify and realize their own problem, which will help them which will help them to understand and capable to know what must they do to solve the problem. A person acceptance with the problems will make them having an initiative to solve the problem. Good cognitive ability make a person has a good comprehension in interpreting advices from the people around them to motivate themselves, and the motivation from the people around them will enlighten the person. Number three is mature age. According to the journal, mature age also play a role in developing resilience in a person. Usually, a person in mature age can understand the situation that they are facing better than the younger one. The mature age person had been through a lot of things in their life, which the the things that they had been through will become a lesson for them in the future. The things that happened before make them realize about life, which made them even stronger than before. They know they will know how to handling their problem in their own way, which help them to resist the worst situation. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good evening and Assalamualaikum to Miss Daria, and I will start my presentation about our online resources, and I take the journal of Amanda Sheffield Morris on 2001. So for the first point is I choosing a healthy risk taking. Okay, for this healthy risk taking is it is meaning to say that an adolescent is influenced on development, behavioral, genetic, or sibling. Adolescents who come for severe poverty, who experience parental divorce, who are the subject of discrimination, and who attend very poor school at the risk. Okay, so I also agree with this. Healthy risk taking is because of it is one of solution that we use to develop the resilience, that insulate them to the negative environment condition. In a world where playgrounds are made safe with bouncy floor material and helicopter parenting, it is more important to encourage the kids to get the healthy risk, which is healthy risk is something that pushes the child to go outside from their comfort zone, but the result in a very little harm if they are unsuccessful. So for example, include trying the new sport or making the children to participating in the school play or striking to any conversation that may closer to their peers, so that they can be strong enough to handle the challenges. When the adolescents embrace the risk, they learn to push themselves. Okay, for the next point is outdoor activity. As we know, the outdoor activity is something that we do outside the houses or something that we do outside the academy buildings or development. So the outside activities is one of a treatment that can make ourselves be more in a good mood or in a good therapy, which is the treatment is not only from the medication but also from the activities, but also doing the outdoor activities could help them to develop the resilience that insulate them from the negative environment condition. Okay, such as exercise helps strengthen the brain to make it more resilient to stress and adversity. Okay, while they are doing the sport, the most popular method is the consistent exercise, which is they're doing the exercise through their daily routine, and then they really need to spend outdoor activities to engaging their physical activities to keep active with the other social association. And then if the theme of sport do not appeal to your child, that will grow into adolescence, so you can encourage them or introduce them to a bicycle, into a playing tag, or even just swinging at the playground. These are all great ways for the kids or the adolescents to engage in a free play that also build the resilience. Resilience help the adolescents navigate the obstacle they encounter as they grow. It's not impossible to avoid stress, but resilience is one of the best way to cope with it. Okay, so the third one is confidence. Okay, for the confidence, we as a adult person to the adolescents must have the best way to teach them, or maybe we can be the model for the adolescents or the teenagers. So I prefer that from this journal, I prefer that model of confidence is more important and giving a good benefits for them, because of the veteran people are more experienced in their life, so that we can give them some guideline or some motivation for them to be more confident and to be encounter the stressful situation, which is they are used to be in the tough situation, but are they ready or not? So we need to use a coping and calming strategies, which is take a deep breath and can control the emotion, or or maybe you can using the praising method to control the stress. Okay, always label your emotion and talk through your problem solving process. Okay, next is optimism. Optimism and resiliency go hand in hand, which is do not let the adolescents be alone, or do not ignore them. Make sure that they have someone to talk with. Make sure that they have someone to come to. Okay, there are as we know that teenagers and adolescents is a transition of ages, which is they're going to be a mature, but just a 50% of it. But not all of the teenagers get to be mature in the same time, in the same level. So I think every person have a divergent mature level. So as a parents also, they need to be the most good guidelines, which is I said before, we need to give them a motivation instead of not letting them to make their own decision. Yes, we can let them to make their decision, but we as adults need to guide them, need to give them a space, need to give them our opinion. Okay, we need to hear their opinion so that the teenagers can be more confident to not to being not to be in the negative environment condition. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and greetings to our lecturer of Introduction to Psychology subject, Ms. Daria. Now we have come to the final part of our group presentation, the conclusion for our research about adolescence. So here is the conclusion. Okay, we have separated it to 4 parts. Okay, so for the summary, on this basis, although the phase of adolescence has been commonly known as a phase with various storms and stress, but not all at-risk adolescents are bound to suffer a poor development. So here are the resources that we have gained from various journals, articles, and websites. Okay, so with these resources we've gained, this corresponds to our research objective, which is to propound various ways of developing resilience in adolescents for the sake of protecting them from any sorts of environmental conditions. Okay, so here are the resources. For firstly, the background studies related to research topic, we have 5 resources, and also for the content of our studies, ways for children to develop resilience that insulates them from negative environmental conditions, we have about 10 resources. Okay, so the hope for adolescents in this generation. Okay, our group hope that the future adolescents or generation can be provided with good, consistent, complete parental care. Okay. Well, despite facing poverty, divorce, discrimination, and etc., unfortunate circumstances, our group do believe that the necessity of providing a good and complete parental care or with the presence and assistance of caretakers is undoubtedly crucial, and it still must not be overlooked or trivialized. Okay, so in relation to this, we think that it might be quite an interesting suggestion, for us to continue with a future studies exploring about the topic of parenting and adolescence development, if we have the opportunity to do that. So references, articles, journals, and websites. Okay, so here are the resources for the background studies of our research topic. The latest one, I believe, is this one, the first one, Garber E.G. 2019, Adolescent Development. And here are the rest of the resources gained from online websites. Okay, so this is the content, ways for children to develop resilience that insulates them from negative environmental conditions. Here are our resources. Latest one, I believe, here are 4 latest ones. First one is 6 ways to raise a resilient child, Chartiji R 2019. Building Resilience, Kids Helpline 2020. Okay, and this one, Building Resilience in Children 2020, Beyond Blue Ltd. And also this one, Center on Developing Child, Harvard University, Resilience 2020, the President and Fellows of Harvard College. Okay. So that's all. Our presentation for this research ends here. Thank you very much for watching.